Going big, full throttle. Yeah, that thing flies through the air really nice. I couldn't stop driving this buggy. It's Arrma's Typhon Grom, small scale 4-wheel drive, ready to run buggy. And you can pick one up for about $140. It delivers so much action. It's such a blast to drive. But before I show you that, let's go over everything you need to know about this mighty mini buggy. Now here's everything you get inside the box along with the assembled buggy. You get the Spectrum SLT2 radio system, AA batteries for a USB charger, actually a USB-C charger. You got either option with that little adapter plug there. Then they give you this multi-tool, which is really cool. It's gonna allow you to remove the wheel nuts, and then the 2mm hex driver over here will just take care of a lot of the screws on the buggy. Then the 1.5, that's probably for the pinion gear. And then finally, your instruction sheets and a service card. I believe you just got to hit the QR codes here, and this will help you out with support. Take a look at the tiny Typhon. The Typhon has been a favorite among bashers for an A-scale off-road buggy, and they've gone ahead here, shrunk it down, retained the look of it. It's very cool. The center section has the bubble canopy. The side plates here, these are actually part of the chassis, and the body fits in, kind of seals everything off nicely. The body's available in 2 different colors. You can see I've got the blue version here. There's also one with red accents, and then it's really easy to remove. This is a simple little tab in the front, pops up, and you can take the body right off. In the back, there's a single deck spoiler where the A scale, it has a double deck. Still looks pretty cool though. Wing mount looks nice and beefy, so hopefully that'll hold up to some gnarly landings. The chassis is a composite molded tub, and it's got a ton of bracing throughout. On the sides, down the center, which also acts as a driveline cover. These little winglets, I guess, that come up to the back shock tower. This thing is just super braced up, even over the steering cranks. That is all solid. Then look at the bottom. There's actually this rise in the center, so you get a little extra ground clearance, and that's usually a problem with buggies. They're just flat on the bottom, but this one gives you a little extra clearance in the center, which is really cool. Skids in the front. Really like the front bumper on this. That looks like it's going to take a lot of abuse. Single Velcro strap to hold down the battery pack. The buggy's equipped with oil-filled shocks front and rear. They're a composite shock. They give you some extra preload clips inside the box, so you could go and adjust preload if you have to. Double wishbone suspension setup. I like how it's just got the pivot balls at the end. They're actually captured inside the steering knuckles, so you don't have to worry about those popping off. The steering knuckles themselves, they have a dual shear point for the steering link. The steering links are fixed, and while I'm talking about steering, just a double bell crank setup. I don't see any servo saver in there. Really bulky shock towers in the rear. They've got the similar A-arms to the front, or actually they're H-arms in the back with a wishbone up top. Solid looking rear hubs, dual shear point on those as well, so you don't have to worry about pivot balls popping off or anything. Really built up. That suspension just feels really good though. I can't wait to see how it does in the dirt. For the driveline, they've got front and rear gear differentials, metal gears inside those, which is pretty cool for a basher. Ball bearings throughout this. And then it does have composite outdrives. A little worried to see that. Just if you hit it wrong on power, sometimes those things break, but they do look like they're pretty built up on the outside. Steel CV shafts in the front, and then they do go out to a composite axle setup. They've got a drive shaft down the center connecting to the spur gear. There's no center diff in this buggy. I like that the spur gear is metal. They, of course, a metal pinion gear, and then the center shaft is metal. Into the electronics, they have a metal geared servo, which is a must since there is no steering servo saver. Mounted above it is the 2-in-1 Spectrum speed controller unit. It's got the SLT protocol. This is only 2S compatible. You can't run a 3S pack in there. You see it's got 2 plugs sticking out. One is for the servo. The other here is for the motor cooling fan. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's got a very enclosed canopy, so it's nice that they're addressing any heat issues that might build up in the motor with that cooling fan. The motor itself is a 380 size, and it does have a heat sink on it as well, just to help protect everything from overheating. So I like that setup. Also included in the kit is the 1400 milliamp 2S LiPo battery pack, 30C, and then it's got the IC2 connectors on it. So if you want to pick up some extra packs, that's the connector you're gonna have to look out for. I'm just really impressed with how solid this buggy feels. I think they did a really good job considering the $140 price point. You get a cooling fan in here, you get Hex hardware, Velcro battery strap, so you can put other battery packs in here. If you have a smaller pack kicking around, you can throw that in. Like the lugs on the tires, and the only thing is it doesn't have foam inserts. Kind of wish it had just a light foam insert on it. It does have 12mm hexes, so you could go and throw on some other wheels if they're a similar diameter. Very awesome setup. Time to see how fast the Typhon goes. Get this thing fired up. Got movement? Yep. All right. Let's see. I've got the throttle up to 100%. There it goes. It's got some good punch right off the bat. Spin it back around. There we go. Definitely hit top speed with that thing. It's a good looking buggy. All right, let's see what we got. Read 23 miles an hour right out of the box. Well guys, the dirt lot is like right down the street from where I speed test, so I had to come here and just bust some wide turns, watch the dirt fly off the wheels. It looks pretty cool. Let's go through the potholes, get a little air. There we go. Buggy handles these bumps pretty good, except for that one. That was awesome. Rip a little donut action, look at that. And counter steer right out of it, awesome. This is perfect. Warm weather, dirt, and a fun buggy. It doesn't get better than this. All right, guys, this is a spot I haven't shown you yet. This is the Galley Mods indoor track located in the basement of their hobby shop. And they actually hold racing here, I believe, on Fridays. And they're running these Groms, which I guess is a really popular class. But here it is, stock out of the box. I'm just going to get some laps in with it and have some fun. The buggy's pretty quick for this space. Love those bank turns. If you hit that right, you can actually make it a little smoother. I'm just kind of bombing this thing right now. Could use a little heavier oil for this indoor track. Handles these little bumps well. Go outside here, run through there. Yeah, it just goes through those whoops, no problem. Like that jump though. Just make this nice and smooth. Oh, that was butter. That's the quicker line. There we go, drop the nose, perfect. This thing's a blast. Little Typhon Grom on a big BMX track. Let's see how it does, right? There's the top speed. Let's go and clear some jumps off this big tabletop. Yeah, that's awesome. Pretty easy to control. Good jump, look at that wheelie. That was cool. Go over this double jump. We're gonna need some run up on this one. Those little ruts are really kicking it up here, but let's nail it. Oh yeah, it cleared the double. That was cool. There we go. There's some air time. Come back through. Better run this time. Oh, that was a big hit. No problem. I think it just needs a smoother prep track and it'll be fun, but this is pretty cool. I'm enjoying it.
So I'm pretty impressed with the Typhon Grom. In fact, a few of my friends have these already since they've been out for a few weeks, and they've had nothing but good things to say about it as well. It's so much fun to drive pretty much anywhere you go. You saw me just running it up and down in the parking lot, had fun with it because it's quick out of the box. For a brush model hitting 23 miles an hour, that's pretty good. I mean, I just tested a brushless buggy a couple weeks ago, and it only went 20 miles an hour out of the box, and that was a 10 scale buggy. In the dirt, just fun to rip around, seeing the roofs fly off the tires, took it to the indoor track, had a little bit too much bite with these lug tires, but I got around the track. You know, they actually run them at 50% throttle there for racing. I wound up using 75 and just had a lot of fun with it. It runs well. Just needed a little thicker oil in that situation, but that's tuning. Depending on where you go, you may have to do a little bit of tuning, but out of the box, it is a blast. It did handle the ruddy sections on the dirt track pretty well. There were some spots that did kick up the buggy, but it jumps awesome. I had so much fun launching it off the big jumps at the BMX track. It landed on all four wheels. And then finally, I took it to a skate park, and I didn't get a ton of footage there because my batteries are running low and my camera actually died while I was filming it. But there is where it really impressed me because I was sending this thing out of the bowl, just launching it up into the air, and this thing was landing on its roof, it was landing on the wing, it was landing on the tires, and nothing broke it. I actually jumped it off a quarter pipe and landed it on the nose on this ledge, and that was the first damage I did to it. It bent the upper front shock screws, and that's the only damage out of all the hits and smashes that this thing went through. That's all that happened to it, and I am pretty impressed with that because it was taking some hard hits. I was worried about those out drives, no sign of damage there. I think they're just going to wear out over time, but the rest of this buggy is a tough buggy. It may be one of the toughest buggies or one of the toughest RCs that Arrma has ever built. For $140, I think this is a deal. Everything you need to go in the box. If you're into it, I'll have links for it in the video description below.